Tidewater MG Classics. Thank you very much, Scott and Michelle, for hosting us in this beautiful home and providing breakfast. We really appreciate that.
Yum, yum.
And again, another month of reading, good reading in the minutes. So can we get a approval or motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Motion to approve.
Second it.
Second.
Thank you, Michelle, for doing that. Really appreciate it. Vice President report, Scott.
I actually don't have anything.
There goes the shoulder.
He's getting better. I have a better appreciation for those that host a meeting, because this is it's not trivial. And thank you so much, Michelle, for doing everything.
Thank you.
It's not easy.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Okay. Activities report, Bruce.
He's not here.
Yeah. Get a substitute.
Hey, there's not many meetings I get to say, good morning.
Good morning.
Unless you wake up the next day after.
And I want to thank Scott and Michelle. You know, when I got up this morning, I was whining to myself about the alarm going off on a Saturday. And then I realized somewhere out there, somebody's getting up early on a Saturday and they're having to prep for a party. So, thanks. Last weekend we did that magic tour, and I think it turned out pretty well. We had a 3-day. The show was great. The people were really good entertainers, and the weather got nice, relatively warm. Had some tops down. In the afternoon, sat around outside tables under the umbrellas at Brew Works and shared some brews and swapped some lies and stuff. So had a pretty good time. I want to thank Rob, who's here somewhere, McPherson,
Right there.
for leading the group over from the south side. When we were trying to figure out a route, Rob and I were talking on the phone, and he was, we're looking at maps on the phone, and he said, "Oh, look at this route." Anyway, that's a route we wound up taking. And once you got off of 17 there, we really didn't hit many, if any, stoplights. So, that made it nice. And I appreciate your help, Rob.
No problem. Speed limit.
That was a nice drive.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Oh, this afternoon or this evening, if anybody is happening to be on the north side, our member, Mike August, is playing in a trio combo at the Gloucester Brewery. I think it's from 6 to 9. He plays drums, and he actually has a professional music background as well as engineering. Kind of interesting guy. Anyway, so I'm going to try to get over there this afternoon and support the group. All right, activities. Pre-registration deadline for the Williamsburg British Car Club show is the 8th, so that's coming up pretty quick. And then the show itself is the 22nd. And if anybody is staying up there overnight or whatever, the 23rd is the Williamsburg Craft Beer Fest. So if you haven't already decided to stay overnight, you might want to.
Thanks, Bruce.
Yeah. All right, so then we have a tech session at Jim Viller's home on the 16th. The end of the month.
Jim, what time would you like that to start? It's up to you.
8:30?
I was gonna ask Susan, because did not want to have lunch.
Right.
And so what time did you do yours?
Noon.
What?
Noon.
Noon.
I think that's what I put on.
Yeah, I thought the website said noon.
That's what I
This
think.
seems to work out really well.
Yeah, noon, because there's no lunch. We'll have, coffee and snacks and stuff, but nothing heavy.
Nothing heavy.
Just 2 tablespoons of snacks.
Lots of
All right, and so April, we sort of got a lot going on, some good things. And then May, we start off with the meeting in Andy and Cynthia's. That's going to be the big British Car MG month. The 6th, which is a Saturday, is the official Drive Your MGA Day. And so if you don't have an A, like me, have a B, you'll have to find somebody to follow around if you're going to drive. And then we're having the dessert drives that Ted Carter started. That's been a tradition. The 24th, which is a Wednesday, we'll do the North Side Drive meeting at the where we did this last weekend at the Battlefield parking lot, and then drive up to Williamsburg. And then on the south side, Thursday, the inimitable Mr. McPherson is gonna lead that, and, that is a meeting behind the Harris, behind
Behind.
Behind!
the Harris Teeter at, Demo Parkway and Princess Anne.
Because people
The
last time were
27th
the
year-
front at the Harrison Theater.
Your leadership team has been working hard on getting this Golden Jubilee banquet together, the 50th year of this club, 100th year of MG, so it's gonna be a major event. And also, I guess in June, to keep things going, rolling, I'm gonna try to come up with a wine drive on the south side. But I don't have anything definite at this point, but I am thinking down the road. Any comments, any other questions?
Is all this on the website?
Good job.
This activity?
Yes,
It will,
there's a
sure.
calendar and the dipstick and activities linked on the website. Thanks, that's
Oh,
it.
wait. On May 13th, the Church of the Ascension is gonna have their car show again. We've always had a weak turnout from this group because there's always something going that same weekend. However, just so you know, this show it's a pretty major show on the south side. There, what would you say, 60 cars maybe?
Yeah, there was a- yeah.
There was a lot of them.
I mean, it's a big show, and it would be pretty neat to have the MGs all lined up there. And so many people that are in Tracon all have MGs. I know that they don't choose to drive those to car shows, but it'd be neat to see a line of MGs there. So I'll give you more information, and it's May 13th. That's going to be a Saturday.
That's off of Pacific?
No, it's right across.
Princess Anne.
It's on Princess Anne Road. It's right by Baxter and Princess
Can't
Anne,
miss
right
it.
across from
There's signs
Kempsville
everywhere.
Greens Golf Course.
Yeah. Can't miss it.
It's how more specific can I be? It's near it's near Witch Duck.
Look for the signs.
It's near Witch Duck and Princess Anne.
Bill, thank you for bringing that up, because that is a weekend that would be another opportunity to drive our precious British cars and go show them off. Because I don't think we have anything already scheduled, so the 13th of May, right?
This could be the year.
Church of the Ascension. All right, thank you.
Registration.
That's all.
Yes, it's gonna be I think a $20 registration. I'll get the information out. There's prizes. There'll be a food truck there. Probably our buddy Frank singing Frank Sinatra music. He's great. He really is.
Yes.
Frank sings Frank. He sings all over Hampton Roads, and if you weren't looking at him, you'd think it was really Frank. What a life.
If you have a flyer for that show, send
We
it to
will.
me.
We will.
Get
Don't
out
have it
to
yet.
everybody. All right. Thanks, Bruce, so much. Just remind everybody, Bruce doesn't have to do all the activities. If you've got an idea for a drive or an adventure activity, just get with Bruce and he'll help coordinate it. But we need other people to come up with ideas and take charge of activities as well.
The center tour of the square car tours.
I don't see Mark
One
David.
last year.
He's not.
The square
All
car-
right.
That was a great drive.
I know we have money, so other than that. Jim, dipstick report.
Dipstick. I'm really busy later in April. So dipstick stuff I would like as soon as possible after the tech session, because I need to get everything together and done that week, because I've got my 190 SL convention and I will be out of town for the last week in April. There was another, the show in Williamsburg. I don't remember the date.
22nd.
22nd. Who's going? Who's gonna write?
Who's going?
Who's gonna write?
You can say who's going in.
I like your technique on that, by the way.
Take some pictures taken.
Real quick, let everybody enter in.
Well, you gotta put captions on them, so you might as well just.
There you go.
If I go, I'll write.
Okay.
I'll
If not, it will be only pictures and maybe captions.
That's after the deadline. It
There'll
can
be
go on
bubbles.
next one.
Oh, is that
That's
after?
after.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
There'll be
So
bubbles.
don't worry about it.
Okay.
We'll help you
Go in
out,
the next
Scott.
one.
We'll help you out.
Okay, all right.
We
Did you
won't
get
leave you.
history?
No.
Mine?
No, not yet.
Not yet, haven't got to it yet. Yeah. All right. Membership report, Mike Ash isn't here, but I actually skipped over asking if there are any guests or new members. I know we have a new member. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Scott Camp. It's German, it's Kampe, and I've had MGs ever since I've been 17 years old, and I've got all kinds of tools for them, and engine hoist lift. And
Yes, he did.
I've taken a lot of living from owning an MG, but I don't care. I love my MGs, and
What
I've
MG
worked
do you
on.
have now?
Huh?
Which one do you drive now?
I'm driving a 74B. It's the earlier one with metal bumpers.
Right.
And my wife has multiple sclerosis, and she lives in a wheelchair, but I have a Hoyer lift for her, so I put the roof down and I put her in the sling.
How
and
neat.
raise it
I
up
love it.
And slide around, just like the commercial where the guy comes floating out of the sky, you know?
Well
That's
done.
what made me think that way, and I just slide her in, and I undo the leash and I pull it away, and if we need to put the roof up, I put it back up, or I leave it down and we go for a ride, and she just loves it.
That's great.
That's wonderful.
And so that makes me so much stronger in my attitude about MGs.
That's great. Good
That'd make
story.
a great TikTok video.
Thanks, glad to have you, Scott. Lenny, do you want to say anything?
Oh,
Been a while.
I go by Lenny Pierce. If you look in the directory, you'll see me as James Pierce, but my nickname's Lenny. Don't ask me why. My parents did it. You have to ask them. But back then, when men weren't allowed in the waiting room, and actually my father was even in the hospital, and my mom, back then she was on whatever. She didn't understand my dad right. That's why my middle name wasn't what it was supposed to be. And even Lenny is not the real name. My father had this thing about it. But anyway, yeah, but I got 5 MGs. I got 3 for sale. And they all need to be restored, except for one, which is my driver, but the others, Jim Villard, I talked to him here a while back. He said the only one that people would not be interested in would be the CGT. It's a CGT, 69 MG CGT, but it needs to be restored, but it's all there. Anyway, if you're interested, give me a talk to me.
Just send me some information, put it on the website.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna, my wife's getting my case out. I've been telling her I was gonna sell 3 of them, and she's trying to hold me to it.
I need a different kind of track.
What? I built me a 4-car garage to put my cars in.
Nice. All right, moving on to technical. Terry?
Yeah, I'm glad everybody seems to be enjoying the series I'm doing on the brakes on the TC. A couple of more installments to go on that to update you on my progress with pictures, of course. It's been really interesting, and I think a couple of lessons we've learned from that is, like I've already explained, you don't know what size nuts and bolts are really on your cars until you start trying to take them apart. And the other thing that I'm learning is that you need to kind of shop around when it comes to buying parts. We're always accustomed to picking up the phone and using the 800 number and a credit card going to Moss, but it may not always be the best price. And it may not always be as readily available as from some other sources. So we'll kind of look in a future article, we'll talk about sources for MG stuff. I know there's a lot coming in from China that is still on a slow boat somewhere, so it's hard to get. But there are some sources in the UK that are actually able to produce things that we can't get anywhere else at quite a reasonable price, unsuspectingly. So stay tuned for more.
Thank you, Terry. Appreciate
Having,
that.
have you,
History, Sue?
We
maybe
have
an
history.
MG deal?
Yay!
For the
But that's what you always
Jubilee
say.
meeting, Jim and I are working on making another CD of the last 10 years. So it's trials and tribulations, the computers don't always cooperate. So we're getting together this afternoon and juggling stuff. But anyway, we're hoping to have the CD ready. Donald's gonna make the CDs, or DVDs, whatever.
Where?
So it's a team effort. We're all working.
hoping to have it all online too, on the website eventually, so. All right, moving on to old business. If we have any old business to discuss. Moving on to new business, as Bruce mentioned, we have the Golden Jubilee 50th anniversary banquet coming up on Saturday, the 27th of May, I think it is. So we got a few folks working out details on that. We've got the space for a 4-hour block, so we need to decide what time we want to start. I was thinking 5, but we could move it up to 4:30, 4:30, 8:30, 5 to 9. So kind of like to get a feeling for what time they'd like to start, show up.
4 to 8.
4:30?
4.
4? It means we're gonna eat dinner at like 5 o'clock or so? No, that's a little early.
That's a blue plate special.
Yeah, we're too young for that early bird special in Florida, you know, we.
Speak for yourself.
I think 5's a good time to start.
5, yeah. 5, it's gonna stay light out till 7:30, 8 o'clock by then, so yeah, so it should be
That
okay.
makes a difference.
One of the first things we want to do though is we're going to gather up MGs in front of the grand staircase and have pictures taken. So I'd like to get one of every model, you know, TC, TD, F, A, Gs, GTs, whatever, so.
C's.
Yeah, C, exactly, so think about definitely bringing your MG and we'll get a group together for a photo. And then we'll have a group photo of all the members who are there on the staircase as well. We'd like to get an article published for the MG Driver, MGA magazine, etc., maybe a local newspaper, so we're gonna need it doesn't have to be one person, but maybe a couple of folks can get together and write an article for the newspaper, magazines. I'd like to get that done. So think about doing that, appreciate it.
I know a reporter, maybe I could get her involved.
Yeah, for the Virginian pilot?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sandra Panicky.
We had one at the 30th, and we had an article in the local
Yeah.
Beacon or whatever it was.
Yeah, she writes a lot of local interest type of
Okay.
things, so that might be
Yeah,
That's your
something.
job, don't
Yeah.
forget.
You remind me.
yeah, if you could follow up on that, Bill, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Thanks, okay.
Yeah, Bob Stein's another good contact.
Oh, yeah, he's.
Hey, but one in hand is better than 2 or 3, maybe.
In the bush.
And if she wants to attend, we'll give her a free meal, so, you know. All right. Moving on to mark time, open up to anybody, NG stuff. Barry, you wanna talk about
Yeah, well,
the fragrance
oh,
show?
go ahead.
Mark's got-
Yeah, well, as I would pass this around, it's an assortment of some new and some used heater control buttons, and some of them are really nice shape, so if you want one, take them.
I went through these stuff, not his, but I got a brand new one, and I didn't know they had turn left and turn right ones.
Yes.
So before you start grabbing, make sure you know if yours turns left or turns right.
Yep.
Because they look the same, they go on the same, but if you turn them by the arrow, they don't do the same.
Yep. And also, does anybody have a TV?
I got a.
So you wanna look through there?
Brand new
When it gets to-
from 1975. Moss Motors, one of the first things that they ever made for the TV.
It looks better than the one in my car.
It
that's
should.
only a couple
It's
years
been
old.
sitting in the same wrapper since 1975.
That's good rubber. It's
It's a
a
footwell.
footwell
Yeah.
rubber pad for below the braking clutch.
That's when they put it in Cosmoline. It took me hours to wipe
Oh, to
this stuff
clean
up.
up. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
You want something for it? You want anything for it?
You don't know
Make a
me, I'm
donation to the
very
club.
fast, I'm,
They're
this
not that
year,
expensive.
this year I'm gonna be the, what do you call it, chairman? And I've got my, so to speak, co-chairman over here, Paul, he keeps shaking his head. That's what I did to him a few years back. But anyway, we're gonna be having our annual meet this coming year at Chesapeake Jubilee Park, right there on, you know where that's at, Greenbrier Parkway. And it's gonna be September 16th. And what we're trying to do with this particular meet is we would like to see if the MG Club, I've got MGA, that's what I got on my mind. MG Club would like to come as a club and set themselves in their own distinct area, or if they'd like to set themselves in the antique area, which Terry is running judging, for that situation, for this meet. So this year, the city has embraced us with open arms. Josh Fisher, who works with me on the Chesapeake Christmas Parade, is in charge of the Parks and Rec Division. So anyway, Josh likes what we're trying to do, and we're trying to make it a family situation. We're gonna have live entertainment, and it's gonna be far enough away where you'll be able to hear yourself do whatever you want. It's only gonna be acoustic music. But we've got the field laid out in such a way that it's gonna work really well for everyone. And like I said, the city is behind us, the mayor and such. So we're looking at a big show like we put on in the past. So we're gonna have modern cars in the back, we're gonna have our antiques in the front, and the clubs surrounding us. It's gonna be, the title of the show is 70 years of American Sports Car, the Corvette Stingray. And it's because of the anniversary and the birthday of the Corvette this year. So we're gonna have several Corvettes around, and that's gonna be, it's just a theme. It's not gonna be completely based on Corvettes. So don't worry, if you don't have a Corvette, we want the MGs. I'll probably have, if I have the time, I'll have my Bug-Eye Sprite out there. I have an Austin Healey also. So we'll not have a Corvette, don't own one. But anyway, like I said, the music is gonna be basically acoustic style music.
Notice it's Louis McGee is one of the artists scheduled to play.
That's right. I've called Louis. He's a good friend of mine. I worked as a member of Bill Dillon Rondell's for years before Bill died. So anyway, that's what we're doing. It's going to be a family festival, themed Corvettes. We're going to have our antique judging like we've had in the past, and we're looking for clubs to join in. I'd like to find a person in this club that would like to represent the MG club, and you guys, all of us, make a decision if we want to be judged, put our cars in the antique area or in a club area. You'll have your choices. Paul, go ahead. I know you were itching.
The idea is AACA qualifying cars are as delivered. They're not modified whatsoever. And I don't know of an MG, A, B, C that hasn't had some modifications. We don't want to expose club members and those club cars to that stringent judging. The idea is to make it an enjoyable event, family oriented. We'll also be running we'll have a bloodmobile there so people can give blood. And the city is looking at this as a potential Concours d'Elegance, Chesapeake Concours d'Elegance in the future, in conjunction with AACA. And this is the first. The MG is important because there would not be a Corvette if there hadn't been MGs. If you look at the history, the automotive history, what came back from the war years, GIs brought British cars, British sports cars. I had an uncle who had 5 of them, and he served, and then when he left Europe in 1948, after the war was over, he brought in 5 or 6 cars and kept them forever. And I learned to drive on his MGA when I was 13 years old. So MGs are an intrinsic part of the American automotive history. And it's fitting that Corvettes are now 70 years old and the MG is 100. And that's why we think that it's very important that there be a strong presence of this car and this breed of cars. They're the CPAC cars, clubs, personalized and contemporary. The field is open to all makes, all models, all years. And we anticipate it being as large a show as has ever been held on a local basis. Barry was very involved with the Grand National that was held in September. When was that, Terry? May at Regent University this past year, and there were 350 cars, 400 cars?
No, not quite that, but there was quite a few. Over $1 billion worth of cars there. We had a person that was very familiar with it. If you don't know who Joe Falk is, everybody's heard most of his commercials. He has got quite an array of antique cars, and he came out and in 30 minutes evaluated what we had going on, and he wants to be a part of what we do from now on.
We just think this is an opportunity for the car community to gather in a public space in a city that will embrace us for years to come. And I think the MG world should be part of that, because if you look around this room, it's amazing how many of these cars are still being driven, still being enjoyed. They haven't been produced since 1980. It's astounding. And they aren't considered to be an orphan car, and they are. And I don't know, any time that we have been driving ours, I've gotten comments, and you all have, oh, I had one of those when I was a kid, or I had a friend that had one of those, or when I was in high school, I had a girlfriend that had one, blah, 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 just like ubiquitous. So that's what we want to feature, and we're backdooring the situation because we think, or I think, and that Barry agrees with me, the MG world is as critical to the development of the Corvette as DeLorean or any of the others were.
Yeah, actually, to elaborate on that bit of history, Ford and Chevrolet realized that these little MGs and these little sports cars, these Jaguars and all, were famous. They wanted a chunk of the pie. So they came along with Corvette and Thunderbird. And that's how really it was stimulated by the British car community. But anyway, any questions? I would like, once again, I would like to find somebody who would step up and take ownership or run this part of your club, our club, in this situation that we're doing. And you guys, everybody as members, make a decision if they think their car they want to judge by Terry, or if they want to be in the club area.
I think that's a no-brainer. We need to be in the club area based on what Paul said.
That's up to the club.
Well, let's do it right here. Everyone agree?
What was the date again?
I have to abstain.
September 16th. September 16th.
16 September.
Yeah, let's keep it fun. And
That's what we're trying to do, make it a family thing.
no fighting in the parking lot over who's, got the original, whatever.
And one of the reasons, Paul and I have discussed this, we've run this up and down the flagpole and some of the other people on the committee. The reason that we're inviting customized personal cars is that's how I got into this club. I had an antique, but I also had personalized cars, dragsters, stuff like that. And so I was lured into the antique world and by my neighbor Terry, and he kept bugging me, why don't you join, and it was a good thing. I just always so busy with Boy Scouts of America and with the bands. But that's why we're doing this. We're asking them to come in. We're seeing that our future lies in younger folks, all our clubs, and if they see these fine looking cars, they'll again cross over and pick up an antique amongst their collection. That's our prime objective is bringing in more people into the antique car and the sports car, MG car, Porsche, Corvair, whatever, into that genre. Introduce them to what we do and the fun that we have.
So what you're looking for is someone just to represent the MG club in the city?
Please.
And represent it to the committee so that we can turn to, say it's Bill Olszewski, who's coming? How do you want to judge? Or
I can't do it and Paul can't do it.
I would do that.
Okay. And we'll get in touch with you and let you know when our meetings are. Bring anything you want. Show up, don't, but we have pizza and all, and we have it at Paul's office. The meeting's at Paul's office.
I've been there before.
Okay.
For 6 years.
Do you have any questions? Any questions? Any ideas?
Are you going to put out some kind of a flyer on that?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
We purposely held back the flyer because Jerry's been handling all the flyers, and we're just getting over the swap meet and the books and everything. We've had a flyer out, but we're refining it, and we're gonna have it out next month.
Or earlier.
Or earlier. We've got it ready. We've just been trying to hold it up, not to kill Jerry with all his accounting deals.
There's a great version of that flyer that has an MG and a 35 Morris on it.
Yeah.
That's something we did, and we did that on purpose. We've got an old Corvette on one flyer. We've got
A new Corvette on
new
one.
Corvette. We've got MGs. We've got
31 Chevy.
Yeah.
everything. So we're trying to appeal to everyone because we really want this to go well. The city is really behind us. They're wanting to see this thing grow. And they're,
They didn't say anything about it at the State of the City meeting, luncheon the other day, so I castigated my good friend. You should have said something about this show. We'll get there.
And then
We're getting there.
of you.
Thank
Okay.
you. I hope I didn't take too much of your time.
I'm with that.
Thank you, Barry. Good stuff. Sounds like a fun time.
It will be.
Thank
I voted.
Bill,
That's
thank
to
you
show,
for stepping up
you know,
and
the show.
punching on that. Appreciate it.
I'll let you know.
Is it?
I'll let you know if I made a good decision or not next year.
Well, I'm glad you do it because we're on vacation the week prior, so I'm probably
When
won't
is
be
this
there.
exactly?
September 16th.
September, we're good. I'm good. Yeah, we go out of town for a couple weeks at a time, but I'll make it work.
And by the way, Mike and I are still trying to figure out how we're related. My wife's last name's
Overall,
Fran,
best to show.
as his,
Your
and they're
committee
both German
chooses best to
background,
show
hers is
overall.
Irish. So he's going to her mother's homeland.
Whether it could be,
Anything else for Mark Time?
just like
For
the
the
portion.
stories, MG stories? No, all right, moving on to regalia.
Did anybody else want any tickets that I happened to miss? They're $1 each or 6 for $5.
Oh, wait, did I miss something?
You take 5.
Tickets, you get raffle
Oh, I
tickets?
got a raffle ticket. No, I wanted. Frank and I are redoing this project car that we got, and we have stuff that's left over. That if you want to do a B, we've got extra window frames, extra glass, extra windshield, all kinds of miscellaneous. Don laughed, nodding because I got some of the stuff to him that we needed badly. The car's coming together. It's just it's slow going because we're.
Thank you so much.
Free cars are never free. We've already spent $5,000 just in parts. That's a free car.
And when you get all done, you can sell it for $5,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's, yeah, we pulled the left rear wheel off. Oh, there's no drum. Wait a minute, the backing plate. Oh, the backing plate's been taken in a sawzall to a quarter of it gone.
Anybody else over here?
Just weird stuff.
Do you think there was a reason that it wasn't completed?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Project.
Yeah, it was a truth, but it's a nice one.
It'll be beautiful.
Yeah, it'll be a nice one.
But you're not having to do any body work, right? No paint, no work?
No, but
It looks good.
all kinds of pieces aren't there, you know, but we're piecing it together.
You're doing the fun stuff
I
now.
was gonna tell you, that's a roadster, right?
Yes,
I have a whole set of the chrome that was all.
the belt line trim,
The belt line trim, if you need it.
yeah, we need
Is
that.
it new?
No, it's not new, but it's in good condition. I took it off by '79 and when I had it repainted
Right.
and put new stuff on, but it's in really nice condition.
No dings in?
But he's got a car for sale. too.
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
think it's got anything. You'll have to look at it, and I'll give it to you, it's not a problem.
We can look at it.
Yeah, look at it, if you want, you can have it.
Thank you.
Okay, it's $21 is the raffle total, and that's the knuckles. Back to everything, it's gonna fall on the floor. Don still has, people were asking about stickers, and, oh, sorry for my back. The big ones were $2. Okay, he has made and selling them. Then he has the little window ones that go on your car. This is the Tidewater Classics, and these are $1. Okay, so he still has those. And if he goes out, he will make more. He's in the making thing lately to add to everything else. He won't say.
Fix my carburetor first.
He needs to sell the B first, then he can work on your car. Okay, he has a couple of magazines. Safety Fast on this one, and then this one's Enjoying MC. There are these two books over here. They're free, first come, first served. If not, the trash gets them. Okay, we have a tire gauge pen, lighter, can opener, packet set. We have the MG Classic magnets, thanks to PJ and Faith. This is a New England TD bag.
TD register.
Yeah, thank you. What's called. And then this one is just a black duffel bag. We're kind of coming up with different things. We're running behind. So at any time, feel free to donate anything. It will be well appreciated. I'm running out of things.
gonna
Okay.
have a raffle at the anniversary?
I'm sorry?
Are we gonna have a raffle at the anniversary?
I was gonna ask Mike at the end, so I wasn't sure. That's up to the boss man, as I said.
Up to the group, that doesn't
Add
matter.
order.
Okay, well, we have to right onto the group.
Add order.
Okay. Scoot over here.
Sign an auction.
Draw one, please.
Sign an auction.
You'll take the whole bucket.
Okay.
Okay, you get to pick your own gifts. 709-298.
Right there.
Come pick one of the four. He's on a roll.
I got that, I've got that.
Yeah, he says he's gonna have good luck today, so we'll see. Okay. Wait, we'll see when he gets 50-50 if he wins that. Draw one, please, sir.
We don't have to be TD registered. We know the guy's stuff.
Okay, 709-268.
That's me.
Okay, come take your pick, Rob.
The duffel
Probably
bag,
got
that duffel bag caught this one.
Carry a lot of spare parts.
Take the
One of those three.
magnet.
Okay, here, Rob, draw one, please, sir. Yeah.
290. 290.
Almost.
I got it.
Okay, come take your pick. We'll put it back in there. Okay. We got the duffel bag, or we got the bag of a little bit of everything, lights, pen, tire gauge, can opener. Okay, all right, and we got one more for the,
Can I pick again?
yep, you get to pick again. Whoa,
Oh,
magic
that's
ticket.
Just trying to get away.
You can run away for it. Okay, 709-270.
That's me again.
It's a black duffel bag.
That's the one everyone
Draw
wanted.
again.
Draw again?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go, Scott.
You got 272.
That's me. I'll take the duffel bag.
For all your parts.
Okay,
Yep.
and you draw for the 50-50, and get, look at this, man. And if you do draw your own number, yes, it does count. I had a lot of
Dig deep.
things on that.
Take his
you know.
hands before they go in there.
He went to the magic show.
Yeah, go ahead.
250.
I was gonna say.
Oh,
250.
that's me. Oh, how about that?
250.
Wow.
You sure?
Yeah. It's my middle ticket.
Rhoda says she wants half.
I get half, it goes in the bank
You're
anyway.
actually giving him the money? I thought you put it in your.
Well, I get it back later. Okay,
Just for show.
and who gets the treasurer's money?
I'll take it.
I guess you get it, Mike.
I'll see Mark, yeah.
You'll see him first.
Oh, actually,
I'm gonna run over there. I gotta deliver to him.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna go see him, yeah.
Okay, then, I have a question as far as Susan also brought it up. If we're going to be doing a raffle at the 50th,
I think we do a silent auction.
or a silent
We
auction.
could do a silent auction if people have things to bring.
Yeah, just do
There
a
wasn't
silent
much at the holiday brunch.
There wasn't, I was really disappointed in comparison to the one we had before. I mean, there was a lot of people that wanted to participate with it, but then they didn't. And, you know, I mean, when you've got 4 tables and only enough goes on to one, it's embarrassing. I mean, to me it is, I'm old fashioned.
Silent auction would be best.
Maybe just a 50-50.
Like
It's not up to me, it's,
Yeah.
I
Whatever.
propose,
how you
I
wanna vote?
propose we do a 50-50.
I second it.
And a silent auction?
No,
No.
I didn't say that.
Just a 50-50.
I didn't say that, listen to it.
No, I made a proposal for 50-50. Somebody got another proposal, they can make it.
No, wanna vote on that? Let's vote on that. All in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. So we'll do
Okay,
it.
so we will have a 50-50 then,
Let's save the silent auction for our usual holiday brunch.
All right.
Christmas one?
Give people more time to get stuff
Okay.
together.
Okay, so we will have the 50-50 then, just give you all heads up with it, all warnings and everything, and it will be a 50-50, like a lot of places you go to, you don't get 50, it goes towards something else. It'll be strictly, if we bring in 100, then it's 50 for you and 50 for the club. No kidding, Jack.
So I wanna thank, Rose and Donald for doing all this regalia stuff. They've been doing it for years, so we really appreciate it. They
We
have
did,
the
thank
effort
you.
to come up with things to give away, so. And Donald is busy making a lot of the goodies that we're gonna give away at the Golden Jubilee banquet, so thank you for doing that as well, appreciate it. Anything else?
I have a question. So, since we're doing the 50th celebration at the end of May, do we want to, because the next meeting we have is in early June. It's going to be at the Ocean View Fishing Pier. Do we want to still do that a week after the 50th anniversary, or just wait and do another meeting in July?
meetings at the fishing pier, right?
Yeah.
I think people will go
Yeah.
with that.
I think that's a popular
Yeah.
venue, so,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people enjoy that, so I think we just.
And that's a business meeting.
Yeah, true.
The Jubilee's not.
No, exactly. Jubilee is no meeting.
I did have one more thing. I don't see the gentleman that suggested it, I'm sorry, but, when I was doing the raffle tickets, it was suggested that the homeowners get a free raffle ticket for the 50/50.
I make a motion that be a standard practice.
I know it's too late now, Scott.
Can I get a second for that?
Need a second, need a second.
We'll catch you in 12 months.
Alright. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Ayes have
Just
it.
one ticket now, not a whole string, just one ticket. Okay.
Thank you. Be more incentive for hosting.
For hosting, there you go, you got it.
All right, anything else? Can I make a motion, we close the meeting, or can I get a motion to do that?
So moved.
Second, all right, meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone.